Live in the city, you can easily forget that the climate is not controlled by man, that the cold does not come and go by our schedule, but rather we around it. In Logan Circle, where the rushing cars act as a tributary from the river itself, where crosswalks are drawbridges from the mainland to the urban islet, and the water bursts from the underground, so as civilization behaves like nature, nature intrudes the politics of civilization. Where proto-genoi of the rivers Wissahickon, Schuylkill, and Delaware sit perched upon the fountain in the center of the roundabout between Philadelphia and Pennsylvania. The fountain is shut off in the cold months, not to save money on its maintenance, but as a reality, as a sign of the uncontrollability of the natural world and the dangers of frozen pipes. The weather, the earth, the entire biosphere is not controlled by man, but rather observed by it. It is labeled by man, it is defined by man, and it is so easily relieved by man as another triumphant conquering of civilization over nature. It is recognized as something measurable, even predictable, but not controllable. Nature remains mysterious, timeless, albeit finite. It is the calculable deity, the fate we are tied to, and the most quiet scapegoat for our miseries. We are subject to our master's whim, tormented and blessed under its guiding hand. We whimper to the weather. We whisper to the weather. We worry for the weather. We become the weather, people of snow, people of sun, people of monsoon. We personify the weather as some Greek god, some beautiful essence of imperfection, which surrounds and maintains our very cooperation with reality, our very humility. We write odes to the weather. We schedule around it. In Philadelphia and in its subsequent suburbs, the weather plays the role of slave driver. The weather makes you shovel the driveway. The weather makes you mow the lawn. The weather makes you rake the leaves. The weather makes you buy window insurance or flood insurance or anything else that you are bound to regret not having insurance for once it has already happened. The weather scorns you. The weather beats us down, not as individuals, but as a collective. The weather, cold and gray with eyes and as dark as jet, grips us by the collective chin and squeezes our cheeks and says, "You there, humanity," and it pauses to sniffle and it thinks, "You are always beautiful, but you peacock it like God chose you specifically to represent this planet, to give this planet voice, to give this planet a sense of time and a sense of consciousness and a sense of good and evil, and I control you. It is because I am just as beautiful, but I have never said a word." And the weather kisses us gently on the forehead and grips our hand and lifts us up collectively. The weather tans our skin and bleaches our hair and occasionally relents when sand lashes our eyes so harshly that we cannot see the graceful sunset on the horizon, offset by a lazy, drifting violet cloud. And just then, as the wind dies down, the vibrant orange sun behind the last layer of the most distant atmosphere perishes into darkness, and we are granted by the weather a sleepy and windless starlit night.